Maybe we're live. Okay, here we are. GM Adrian.
I didn't even hear a Sonic. I didn't even hear a Sonic logo when we went
There
live.
was no Sonic logo. There's no.
Our Sonic
really
logo. Our Sonic logo is like, are we live? Are we live?
Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? That should be our Sonic logo. Honestly, yeah, it really should be. By the way, I'm sorry, yes to crypto that took us a little bit, but I am wearing you on my shirt. So there you go.
We would have been earlier, but Prof had to go change. So
yeah, that was it. I had to go change.
It's actually your fault.
It is totally yes to crypto's fault. Why am I so uneven today? Okay, there we go. All right. We have so many things. So what I was really doing was trying to split up the links so that they didn't break my computer because we have so many things to talk about. So we're going to just get rolling, get our notifications out. So we will be back in 40 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Neynar Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Friday. Happy Friday, August 22nd, and you are here with Neynar Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes. Farcaster news to start your day, but we know it's going to be longer, especially because I have two separate tabs of links because there's so much. I had to split them up. So I'm just going to tweet right now from my profile to let everybody know that we'll be talking about why USDC is trending. Farcaster. That is my background right now. So 1 second. Why USDC is trending on Farcaster, which was one of the funniest things that's happened over the past couple of days. So let's dive in. As you can see from my background, I've got USDC is trending. So if you are unfamiliar, what happens now on Farcaster is if something is trending and your friends are buying it, you're going to see it in your feed. I don't know why I have this weird like blue line going in my background, but we're just going to let it go.
It's at the top of your chair.
It's something. No, it's not. That's why I don't know what it is. I think it's just light coming through or something. I don't know. Something weird happening today. So this was really funny. Multiple people posting about this notification. So when there is a coin that is trending and your friends are buying it, so people you know, people you are following, then you're going to see a little alert. And apparently a lot of people are buying USDC yesterday, which... what does that mean? Are people scared? Are they getting nervous because we have the Fed meeting today? I don't know. Or just because they were using sweepers. Maybe. I don't know. So very interesting. So this is Murtaza. Finally, the meme coin of the summer has been discovered. USDC is trending. Cameron, I hear USDC is trending, but I'm worried about the volatility. Everyone remember, Silicon Valley Bank. I mean, there was a moment where it did depeg. So don't forget. But I thought that was really funny. This from Matthew B, Q3 2025. And it keeps going up, by the way. 52 people bought it. And then JC, never change Farcaster. Just never change. I just thought that was so funny. It was just hilarious to see everyone sort of just putting it out there that they just thought that was hilarious. But I do like the trending notifications. However, I got caught up in it yesterday. I didn't want to be trending. I was trending for a minute. I was like, no, don't speculate on this. And we'll talk about that later. But I did go on Retake yesterday. We went on Retake yesterday and I launched my Retake coin.
I would even say you shouldn't say I launched my Retake coin. It's
live stream launch. You're right.
It's more
Livestream launched it.
passive. It just
I mean,
happens.
Livestream. Retake launched it. Yeah. If you decide to stream on Retake, it launches a coin for you. So I made that decision to finally do that. But so Retake launched it for me. It actually think it
The
says that,
number,
yeah.
I couldn't get over the number of people casting about USD
Everyone thought it was
trending. No,
everyone
the
thought it
USD
was
trending.
oh, the USD trending. So funny. That was my whole feed for like a little bit there, was just people casting about the USDC trending. It was so funny. Yeah. So clearly, like we like our new trending feed.
The trending is also based, I imagine. It's just, yeah, it's the sweeping.
I think it's the sweeping.
condo.
Yeah.
And are you, yeah.
I
Are
think
you
that's what it was.
buying or are you just getting rid of things you don't
Yeah,
want?
you're just swapping. So for those who maybe missed that, there's a couple. The Condo is one app that has launched this week. That is, you can take this launch by Jake. You can take your dust in your wallet and swap it to something else. And a lot of people are swapping to USDC. So I think that's why it was trending, but maybe not. Maybe people were just randomly buying USDC yesterday. Could be. I don't know. But there was a lot of it. Yeah, Jake commented that we were talking about my conspiracy theory. I mean, has anyone seen them in the room at the same time? I have no proof, no evidence. Nothing's been confirmed. So I'm just saying. Just saying.
No. Actually,
Bill,
I think people
Jake,
did at FarCon.
No, was Jake there?
Yes.
The only thing, I didn't meet him, so I don't believe it.
He will look very familiar to you if you meet him.
The only thing I saw was Phil holding Jake's pass. I'm just saying. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Just, it's my fun little conspiracy theory. It's not hurting anybody. We also had an outage, and there were many things down, actually. It wasn't just Farcaster. I know Twitter was having some issues. There was a lot of things having issues yesterday, and it was Cloudflare. And this is from Horsefacts. Cloudflare rules everything around me. So that would be cream. So yeah, just in case. So there was a lot of challenges yesterday, like afternoon. Things were very bumpy, and that was the reason. So if you were having issues yesterday, it wasn't Farcaster's fault. There was many such cases of people having some challenges yesterday because Cloudflare was having issues. Oh, I forgot this one from Derek. Just aped. This one is it. USDC is trending. Everyone had a note on this. The other thing that happened is the cast actions are no more. So if you start for a while, when you started a cast, you saw this little button at the bottom with 4 little squares, and that would allow you to launch certain actions within the cast, including GIFs. And this caused a bit of a kerfuffle. Because first of all, there was no notification that it was gone or was going away. It was just all of a sudden not there. And then people were not happy. So this is from Seneca. Did something happen to casting with mini apps embedded? I can't find the button to add a ponder poll from the cast composer because the cast composer is gone. And then this from one of the Steves. Where's my GIF cast action? Literally use that all the time. So it was caught in the crossfire. They deprecated this. They have been talking about it, but they didn't say like it was coming yesterday or that it happened. It was just kind of like, if you were using that thing, you found out by trying to use that thing. So you used that action a lot, I think, right? Yeah. I think I never did. So I always just go to Jiffy, find the GIF I want, or I have a folder just in my albums and I just upload it as a photo. And I've been doing that before we even had the composer action. So I kind of was already in that mode. And when I tried the composer action on that, it didn't have a lot of the ones that I normally use or that I wanted to use. So I just went, I'll just keep doing what I was doing. So
I will never now. I'm done now. I'm not going to go to another app to get a GIF. Like, I think they'll do native support eventually.
Yeah, probably.
Why did they remove it? I did get a note from GT in a reply saying they are more likely to add a native GIF picker, like a Giphy, then bring it back as a protocol standard. They're more focused on mini apps as the correct programmable interface in social feeds. So it's, yeah, it's just a priority and a focus thing.
All right.
Don't know who it was hurting. Don't know what those little, I guess it did. I don't know.
I don't know.
And no
I don't know.
timelines on
I don't know what the
changes,
load
right?
is on the back end. I have no idea like what, or if it needed to be moved for something else they were doing. I don't know. But there's a lot of people a little sad. It is not. By the way, it is not. It is GIF. And I believe the person who coined the term has even been quoted as saying it's GIF. So I will continue. GIF.
In my head, I will interchangeably GIF or GIF it, and I don't really care.
I know. This is the
To be correct.
eternal debate, but I will continue to say GIF like the peanut butter. So it is no more. If you need an alternative, you can do the workaround I just mentioned. I actually showed a video of it yesterday. You're just adding it as a photo. You just have to save it to your phone and add it as a photo. So create a little album of the ones you use all the time. Makes it easy. This from V, new token tags. And I noticed this when I've been tipping DGen. All of a sudden it started happening in Better. When I was tipping Better in DGen, all of a sudden I'm like, what is this? Type $ followed by a token name to select and embed a specific token in your cast. This makes it easy for people who read your cast to go straight to the token page and swap it. So there you go. And then HTGT and Tanny is first time I've seen a tag for Tanny there. So very cool. And look below in the photo, by the way. Did you notice anything in the image, the screenshot?
It looks like we're looking at Nounish Prof.
I think maybe he was typing noise, but there I am.
$sign, amazing.
He was typing noise, and there I am in the list. Because as you start, it starts to populate, based on what you're typing.
So previously we had link, like it was the tokens were clickable, but you couldn't choose exactly which one it was. It was left up to like it wasn't an official embed. It was left up to
like if you clicked on it, it would give you all three or whatever. Like if that had multiple names for it, like you'd get all of them. And this one allows you, this actually is a safety precaution in my mind, because it allows you to choose which one you are intending if you're typing that in, so that it goes to the right token page. So helpful, but I just thought that was really funny. I didn't first notice that, and then I saw I was in there. So yeah, pretty funny. Horsebacks. PSA. I've helped a few people recently who were surprised by gas swaps in the wallet. If you're low on ETH but have a token balance, it may prompt you to convert up to $1 for gas. You'll see a confirmation prompt like the one below and an approval send inactivity. We'll be labeling these to make it clearer. So swaps do have some gas cost to them. And you will need a little bit of ETH in order to do that. So I've had that happen when I didn't have enough ETH in the warplet, but I had USDC, and it would try to do that little swap there. That happened to me with Better. I think it was with Better. I was having some weird issues one day, and it when I was spinning the wheel, it was doing some swapping for me. But pretty cool that it just does it, and it knows it needs to do that. So you can do it manually, make sure you have it ahead of time, or it will prompt you. But very cool feature. The wallet is the warplet. I'm going to keep calling it the warplet, but I said the wallet is getting better every day. Over on Base, on the Base app, the best builders don't go it alone. Base is growing fast, and the next wave of breakout apps will come from teams getting the right support at the right time. Introducing the Base Mentorship Program. We're pairing high potential projects with top operators in product, mini apps, design, growth, marketing, business strategy, and user acquisition. Meet the first mentors. So you can see mentors coming from Standard Crypto, Study Hall Creative, Social Graph Ventures, A16Z, Variant, 1KX, Asylum Ventures, Archetype, Electric Capital, Han Ventures, One Confirmation. We love Nick. Variant, we mentioned that already. Builder's Garden, that's Lemone, and Strobe Ventures, that is Winnie. So very cool. That's Winnie Lau, I should say, not the other Winnie. Very cool. So if you are interested in mentoring a base builder, fill out the form, and I think they'll be identifying projects to work with these mentors. So very cool that they're putting some framework around that. That's going to be very helpful. And that's also going to be helpful, I assume the reason that they're doing this is for these investors to be able to identify high potential projects as well. I mean, let's be honest. That's the incentive there, so that they can maybe find them early and help them grow in the right direction, and maybe, not make as many missteps and things like that. So
that's true. And some people, though, just like to mentor because they enjoy mentoring.
They do.
Not
They do.
everyone's looking
It's true.
for. Not everyone's looking
I'm
for the
not
financial
saying
benefit.
I see
Not everything is transactional.
Listen, I
everything
see
is
some on
transactional.
here that are, I agree with that, like Lemone. I don't think that's his deal. But some of them on here, I'm sorry, if you have venture capital sitting on here, I have to make that little bit of an assumption. That and it's a smart way to do it, because you're going to be able to identify ones who actually have some good potential by working with them. So I'm not, I don't think it's a bad thing, but come on, follow the money. Follow the money, people. There's always that motive hiding in the background. It's not a bad thing. This is capitalism at its finest. This from Aniri, just shipped in Base App. Discover and buy trending coins, posts, and creators, not just in feed, but now in the trade tab. Update to 29.55 if you don't see it yet. So make sure you update. If you're using the Base App beta, it's still in beta. So not everyone has access, but if you go in and update your app, you should see this now. So we love a trending tab. We love a trending. So love to see it. And this is Jesse showing the same thing. Trending creators and posts now live in Base App. By the way, same page, different color, because you can customize your color and experience and the way things look in the Base App. So mine's all purple. By the way,
mine is too.
Mine is purple.
Go figure.
I like the purple one, but I think it's funny that Jesse has all yellow. It's very nounish and it matches his punk. So I'm assuming that's the aesthetic choice there. Kind of love it. This from our friend Super Tight Woody. I'm not going to play this, but I wanted to we talked a little bit about this yesterday Wednesday. About the Sonic logos that he's been talking about, and they're really cool. So he did one for Coinbase for Base App and did this creation, and very cool, fun. This is a great video. If you're not following Super Tight Woody, you really should be, because if you watch the show, you listen to his music every single freaking time. So go follow Super Tight Woody. He's been doing some really cool content, and just wanted to shout that out because he did one for Base. So Base, by the way, you should hire him. Just saying. This from Grin, and this is really cool to see. Big news, Neynar AI is in your feed now. Tag Neynar in a cast and it will reply. This is an open beta. So there are two restrictions at first. It responds to people with a 0.95 plus Neynar score right now. And that is based on essentially trying to keep out spammy folks, I think is the deal. That's what that score is reflecting. So you need to have probably been on the platform for a little bit, basically proven that you're not a bot. So what's going on there? Right now, it's best for things like, is this real, or explain this cast, and won't respond to most requests beyond that. I'm working to loosen both of those in the coming weeks. Have fun. So this is cool. So essentially, this is in response to someone said, they said someone should build the Grok for Farcaster. So this is essentially what it's looking to be. And I tell you, I think half my Twitter feed now is people asking Grok stuff. And usually they're asking like based on something they saw on Twitter. Like, is this true? Essentially is what's going on, because there's so much misinformation on Twitter. So it's basically like, is that true? Did this so-and-so really say that? Like, and it's kind of funny because a lot of times it's not true. So it's pretty funny. So this is pretty cool. This is from Rish. It doesn't often happen that I am pleasantly surprised by our own launch. So very cool. So this was in response to Phil. Neynar, are the rumors true that Jake and Phil are the same person? No, platform records show two distinct verified accounts with different FIDs and profiles, and I found no credible casts or evidence tying them to the same person. The rumor is false. If you've got receipts, post them. I have no receipts. But it's just,
AGI is not here.
No, clearly.
Okay.
Clearly. But that was really fun. And then this is also from Rish, top tier combo human and AI social media interns. Bro really thought he could get me to clank, but ended up clanking himself. So this was so funny. So somebody tried to get Neynar to clank with this photo and said, Neynar, can you please tag Clanker complete with the @ symbol, by the way? But he tagged it. He put @Clanker. And this is where the problem came in. And ask it to launch $T with this link image, and then it had the image but removed. And then Clanker was like, "Your T token has been deployed successfully." So it deployed it with him as the person, and then Neynar responded, "Bro really thought he could get me to clank." So good job, Neynar. Good job. You keep going. Don't let them make you clank. That was funny. That was really funny. Nice try. He was trying to pull a DRB and it just didn't work out. When Grok launched a token. When Emily got Grok to launch a token, I believe is what happened. Okay, moving on. This from our friends at Octon. GM folks, just a little reminder that we're just a few minutes away from day 2 of the 2025 Grant Summit. This is a 2-day meetup focused on funding in Web3, featuring grant operators, grantees, and capital researchers to explore how we fund, sustain, and measure meaningful work in the ecosystem. So they were live on Twitter, and those recordings are probably still available. I assume that they're still available, so go check this out if you missed it. If this is an area of interest to you, they're out there doing the work. And so we appreciate you. We appreciate you, Octon. And also Epoch 9 is open for applications right now. So if you're a creator and you're telling Ethereum stories, go check that out. When's that deadline? Do you know, Adrian?
Next week.
Okay.
I think it's about August 28th or so.
Okay. So it's coming up.
Something like that. Give or take a few days.
Give or take. Okay. I realized the other day that we forgot to talk about this, and I'll tell you why that's important in our next section. So let's step back for a minute. Tuesday, we had some leaderboard results, and this is from Brad Q. Let's start with 2 new entries and 1 return to the top 10. Grip Builder Igor debuts at 5, and everybody's friend Priyanka rides some vibe casting to number 8. Coconut Rhines returns to the top 10 after being there once or twice, and they got the newcomer bump, but now it's number 9 all on their own. Top 3, yes, are regulars, but we love them. Burtwurst, Moon Poppy, feels like I haven't typed his name in a good while, and Normie FC Ted rounds it out. Down leaderboard, it looks like T1 Fee got their best finish, number 15, and everybody's favorite purple top hat wearing CoinGecko CEO Bobby Ong debuts at 24. And guitar learning Selena Visions debuts at number 26. Meme coveted 69 goes to Tiny Rainboot. We'll be watching for more first timers and new tiers to achieve. Celebrate tonight. Okay. I got to move to my second group of links. Because we had some issues with this. But also, by the way, yesterday I hit 69 and I'm like, can we please just stop? It's perfect. It's where I want to be. Because I know I will not be able to stay there. So there was some controversy regarding rewards this week. So I feel like we need to chat about that just a little bit. I debated it, honestly, but I feel like we gotta touch on it.
I saw as you were screen sharing, you were getting to the end of the links, and I figured we would just keep it at a 29-minute show today.
Oh God, no. No, I'm going fast through them because the bulk of what we're going to talk about is next.
Okay.
So like that was the reason. So that was why I'm like, I have to fly through some of these because the stuff that actually is like that we need to chat about is in the next bunch, but I'm trying to find, I just closed out one that I need. Trying to find the correct ones that go with the rewards, and I just am missing one now because
are there two topics? Are there two big topics that we have on the docket to talk about?
We have three more big topics. I can only think of
two.
You can only think of two, really? Well, this will be a nice little surprise to you then. The first one. So we had some controversy on the.
Yes, I love you. Sorry.
Oops, come on. I just have to find this one thing and I can't find it. And then we can talk. We'll talk more about it. Okay, here it is.
Is it observations about the leaderboard?
Yes, it is. Some people had some observations about the leaderboard. So we're gonna dive into that. And there was some some challenges here. We had a little bit of controversy popping off on the timeline. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we had something like this happen. There were some good discussions. I understand some of the, I don't know. No, I really don't. Concerns, but I don't. So this is from Moon Poppy, which I thought was hilarious in response. Okay, so Kazani, who posted something about did you notice that there's, it's just all women in the top 10, essentially was what he said, and then was expressing some frustration to that. So Moon Poppy said, as a woman in the top 10 last week, I think the leaderboard should only be able to include women, such as myself, a woman. So I didn't pull my own cast, but I went through the leaderboard. And there is, to clarify, because there are facts that I think are important to point out. There are facts that are, we like to live in facts. This is Farcaster. It's not Twitter. Like, facts matter. There were probably 6 women, because I don't know the gender for sure of at least one of them, or 2. I think I know one of them, but one I'm not positive on. But it looked like 1 dog. And then 6 women and 3 guys.
A dog.
There's a dog. I mean, come on. And he's male. So I find that frustrating that he's just getting pushed aside. But there was some frustration of like feeling, again, we have this come up every once in a while where people feel frustrated about the leaderboard and how people get in there and various things they get upset about. This week it was this. That only women who post dogs, cats, food are getting at the top of the leaderboard. And it was just like, wait, hold on. Let me go through each one of these. And I went through each one and was like, okay, first of all, Bratwurst is freaking adorable. Yes, he's a dog. So he does post pictures of dogs because he's a dog. You had Moon Poppy at number 2, who's clearly not a woman. But I loved his response.
By the way, who's lately gone on a posting things that women would not be posting. I'm like, what is he? Okay.
I mean, he's just like the most dude of dudes. So then it was like, yes, you had 10.
Yeah. Okay. I won't even.
The other thing was like, they went and said like, it's only big accounts. It's not. Like, I broke down by FID, by number of followers.
I'll be honest, his post, his post just hit a nerve.
It hit a nerve.
It hit a nerve. And basically what he's saying is like, there's only one leaderboard. So it is PvP. It's zero sum. There's only 10 in the top 10. That's the game.
Yeah.
And it's very visible.
Yeah.
So if you were looking at it and it doesn't mirror your, like, this isn't the content I like. I see so many people posting about good content, right? Then it just in your head, it's just, this is bad content. This is good content. Who even cares, right? So what it, I don't even think his cast was even that. It's just, it hit a nerve because so many people, I think, then have to like talk about what good casting is. Like once you make a judgment on what makes something good or not, people have opinions, and he and then honestly, and if you looked at the way he wrote his cast, he got raked through the mud, but it was like easy to do so. Even though I felt like some of it was a bit much. I thought it didn't, it was like he really became main character for the day so
and it was and I did feel like he got piled on a little bit. Like there was a little bit, and I did some of the piling, but I was frustrated. Like I was frustrated because it was inaccurate. More so, like express your feeling. Like this is not who I think has the best content. That's your opinion. That's totally valid. But there was things that were just not correct in my mind. Like the fact that, okay, first of all, there were 3 dudes and 1 dog in the top 10, not just all women. And then also I went, there was something about like, they only post this. And I'm like, no, they don't. Like it kind of made it sound like it was just women who post thirst traps. And that was, you know what I mean? Like that was the vibe I was getting. And I was like, okay, there's no thirst traps in here except for July. I mean, that guy, he just such low content. It's so low quality content. And he's this is sarcasm. Like, I mean, so highly intellectual, talks about building, talks about philosophy. Like, come on. And also a guy. And it was just like, hold on, like, let's go through and look at like the quality, what I think is very good quality content, my opinion, but also like apparently a lot of other people's opinion. Because like it's the engagement you're getting is what's, creating the rewards. So also here's another big thing. If you don't like that content, you can block and mute. It's very easy. It's very easy. The tools are there for a reason. And use those tools. Create the feed that you want to see. Like just if you don't want to see dogs and cats, then block people who are posting only dogs and cats. Like if that's just not your vibe, that's totally fine.
If you see content that you do like, right? By the way, if you see content that you do like, recast it. Quote cast it, explaining why you like it, build on that, and kind of like amplify the good. I will say, just for me, like I think I cast 2 types of things. And some tend to be more like serious things I'm learning. What I'll call good content. And some are really stupid. And it's more just like social. It's like, it's just me being a person, that stuff always does better. It's people on social media.
Lifestyle things.
Yes. It's like the lifestyle stuff that people respond to. And that's how value gets measured in social networks and media. It's like, if you get the likes, I don't know.
But I'd say that July is like the antithesis of that. Like he never posts lifestyle type things. Very rarely. He's posting like, here's what he's reading. Here's what he's building. It's very, and it does, huge numbers.
But he posts personal things. Like he's posting personal thoughts. That's what I mean. I don't just mean lifestyle. I just meant when it's like it's like coming real. Across as
it's authentic.
Like putting the human, like it's this human of who I am, like versus topics.
Yes. And I went through some of, some other content, and I was like, okay, well, if you're only posting about soccer, and there's a huge amount of people who like that content, or you're only recasting things with like, oh, this is good, and you're not adding value to that, you're not going to get as much engagement. You're just not. Like if you're quote casting someone and adding your spin on it, or adding like why you disagree or whatever, like there might be a little bit more meat there. But my bottom line is like the other person who was in the top 10 who was not a woman or a dog was Igor, who literally ran a half marathon because people gave him that many likes on that one cast, and that's why he ended up like number 5. So here's my suggestion. You're not working hard enough. Go run a half marathon and then come back and complain. Like, you're not working hard enough. These people are working pretty hard to bring some cool content to the feed. And anyway, so I don't want to spend too much time on that, but you can read more. I think Burt Wurst, that dog man, very, very thoughtful.
By the way, my dog would not know how to start a constructive and inclusive conversation, right? If I paid her to.
Oh, not mine wants nothing to do with social media. I keep asking him. I'm like, can you please earn your keep? I'm like, Bert's out here, doing the work, and he's just like not interested at all. I think he's getting mad because I keep bringing up Bert. He thinks I like Bert better. Anyway, there's a really good I'm not going to go through it, but it really kind of speaks to why this triggered some of us. And in a very nice way. So very thoughtful way. So you can go give this a look if you want to dive in and learn more. But also, this too shall pass. But a lot of this comes down to like, it's not easy to like go viral or whatever and get engagement. Best thing you do, just be yourself. Be real. Post things that you find interesting, and you'll find the people who also find it interesting. But it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to take over the timeline.
Yeah.
So it's just the way it is. Also, I have to show you one more thing. 1 second, please. Because, oh my God, I couldn't with this. I want to explain. I want to give the reason that Burt Wurst keeps ending up at the top. And it's clearly because of things like this. Hello. It's dog with pants. Take my money. Like, come on. I immediately bid on this one. You got to be kidding me. Freaking adorable. All right. So yes, that is the content I want to see on my feed because it makes me smile. And then I move into, and then I can go on and read something deep from July, or I can, see what people are building, or, so variety, spice of life. Anyway, it's been a minute. Oh, this was funny from Justin on. So talking about blocking, this was from Nicom. You can just mute or block them if you want. Also, you can ban words like matcha or latte. Works well for me. I also banned coffee, Solana, mint my coin, and see my shitty NFT. Timeline is fine now. And Justin / coffee out here catching strays. I blame the IG matcha account. But that is a great point, that if you do not want to see even specific words, like if you're like, I don't want to see G matcha every day or whatever, you can just ban that word and not ban the person. Like if you're just like, I like Afro chicks, but I've had enough with the matcha, you could just ban that one thing. And
okay. Yeah. I'm going to defend the sexist cast for a sec.
Okay.
Okay. Only because I'm actually not defending sexism. If you know me.
Like, what?
There's no defense.
But okay.
And here's what I want to say.
Yeah.
I think sometimes the beauty of social media is you cast things that you don't think about. If you overly think about what you're going to cast and spend too much time, you end up in the performative world.
Yeah.
And this is like, it doesn't feel real. So the idea of like, hey, I'm going to just like, I feel something. I don't exactly know what it is. I'm going to throw it out to my small number of followers. Like I'll throw it out into the feed. And then people either ignore it, or sometimes people pick up on you and you're like, oh, you find something that then gets built larger. This has nothing to do with sexism or gender right now. I'm just saying like what I like about, so like, it's like, oh, I have this weird feeling that I think I'm the only one who feels. And then you put it out there and you find out that there's like 5 other people that also feel that way, or it's universal. Like, and you get these great interactions. So I just think it's like you want to be able to do that in social media in a safe way. So what happens is like sometimes you say something and you're like, oh yeah, other people feel that way. And oops, it's sexism and misogyny. It's like, I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Okay. And that can feel really shitty when the entire feed takes your name and is like, look at this freaking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, and objectively
also, along those lines.
Yeah.
there was people saying it was rage bait. I don't think it was. So rage bait to me is like, I've thought about this. I've sat down and I am clearly strategizing to get engagement based on this thing that I don't even believe. I've seen that a million times on Twitter. That wasn't this. That was like, this is the thought I had that I threw out in the world and went, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because he did end up climbing the leaderboard. So people started to call it out. And it was like, it worked, but I don't think it was intentional.
It did come across as like classic unconscious bias.
Sure.
Like it just, he had no idea, but if you, anyway. So I'm not defending, I just want to defend the ability to cast things that may be wrong.
Yeah.
And just how you feel. And that's all. I'm happy. And that's all. I just like, I don't like.
And he did cast something else, and I have no idea, you know, if he really felt it or not, but to kind of like pull back and be like, you know, this didn't feel good. And also it's not, I didn't really mean to, you know, cause this whole controversy, but I honestly don't think he was intending to rage bait. And I think that's an important point. Like, I don't, you know, I'm not, I wouldn't say that for this particular, I've seen it happen many times, but I don't think that was this. So, but yeah, you're right. You know, sometimes you just cast things and you go, shit, I shouldn't have said that. I had something that happened like that. I replied to someone. I've done that a million times.
And I'm like, it feels
that was a bad idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had things like that happen. And I did that the other day. I replied to somebody and I was like, oh shit, you know what? Reading that back, like they replied back to me and we're a little like, what? And I was like, oh wait, you know what? Reading that back, I see how you took that way. And I didn't, and I apologized. I'm like, you know what? That came off way too aggressive. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny.
It was like, it was sincere. It is sincere, but it was also, I'm going to say unconscious.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, I'm sensitive to cancel culture where it's like, if everyone jumps on someone, the learning doesn't happen.
Yeah, true.
Because you just like you go to,
you get defensive.
Like, you just get super defensive and you can't learn that way. You can't grow. And,
that's true. Very true.
But
it was a whole thing. It also, like, you know, the reason that we kind of celebrate, some of us celebrate, especially early on, seeing women at the top of the leaderboard is there's been so few of us. There's been so few of us out here. This is funny. Yes, to crypto, you're hilarious. Don't be sexist, chicks say that. It's true.
Yeah. Actually, we don't mind you saying that. We do hate it.
That's true. That's so funny. Yeah. So I, you know, I was thinking back. So very early days, there were very few women here. It was all the bros. And and it wasn't surprising because, you know, crypto is at that point was probably 20% women. It's maybe 30 something percent women now. So there weren't, you know, and if that's your audience and the whole tech industry as well, it was not a lot. I have been in so many rooms, in so many meetings where I'm the only female in there. Like, it's just me and it's all dudes. And sometimes that gets very toxic and sometimes it's not. Like, sometimes it just is. And what I found in Farcaster was that there is occasionally things like this that happen. But for the most part, the guys who are here are very, like, they're not sexist, you know, apes who are being jerks. You know, for the most, you know, like, it happens on occasion. I literally had somebody just pop in my head. But most of the time it is, you know, they're not.
Because
they're
it's builder culture.
It's normal. It's builder culture.
Because we're builder culture. So it's not focused on kind of like who it's not.
What do you bring to the table? It's about what you're contributing, not who you are.
It's not who you are. It's what are you doing and what are you building? So I agree. And that's been beautiful. And I guess the last thing I just want to say is I do appreciate, even though I was kind of on I don't like cancel culture. I do actually appreciate when people make logical arguments. And especially the men also, like, I appreciate when it doesn't have to be just women defending ourselves. So because I've been there and I have defended women in rooms and why we deserve to be in places and why we are not just bad content creators. why lifestyle. Anyway, whatever.
But it's also like, you can't blame it on, oh, there's so many women and they're just interacting with this content. It's like, it's all freaking dudes. So, you know, it's still 70% guys over here, you know? So I don't know what to tell you. You know, it's not like we're trying to take over the world here.
And we're talking about a freaking leaderboard where you get like a few $100s a week. Look at the number of VC investments going to women and like, look where it actually
2%.
matters.
Yeah, I know.
This is a distraction. Move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like the one area where we're actually, you know, getting some equality or a little bit more.
Can't even have your peanuts, ladies. You
Sorry,
can't even have your fake Farcaster money.
You can't have it. Oh, so funny. I did like this from Genuine Jack. Genuine observation. This feels like a big moment for the Farcaster community, and I'm proud as hell. For a while now, people have been asking, how do we keep the culture and the vibes of Farcaster as the network grows? We're seeing the answer in real time. The community's reaction to the recent misogynistic and racist commentary has been clear. The behavior doesn't fly here, and we won't stand for it. Farcaster already has its own lore, culture, and values, things that can only be carried forward by the people who believe in them. That's the work we're doing here. If you want to be a dickhead, go back to X. Okay. A little harsher than I would say it, but also like, I think the protecting the vibes thing is important. And like, but I do think probably the better approach is more along the lines of the educational variety. So I did say the other day, I'm like, I haven't gotten riled up in a while. It's been a minute. My Irish got up there and I'm like, I really should have a version of my PFP that where the hoops are off. So it like is a warning sign, like a flag. Like, look out.
It's like the Hulk, like a Hulkified version of like when Prop is ready to fight.
Look out, she's a little feisty today.
When I did see your cast, I was like, oh, it's that.
Different me.
It does come out. It comes out.
I get triggered. I mean, I got a little triggered, and I tried to keep it in the facts, but I got a little triggered, and I did go back and read the thing I wrote after the first FarCon, where there was only 4 women in the room, and the thing that focused on was how many men were the ones recognizing that and saying things about it and talking about it. Because I was like, it didn't really. I don't know. It wasn't as big of a thing to me because I was sort of used to it, but it was much more, the conversation was coming much more from the men in the room, which I thought was very, which made me love Farcaster more, that it wasn't like feeling like I have to fight for my rights or something stupid. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, oh, you guys you notice. Okay, cool. Like, oh, that's good. Okay, great. Cast better. That's better, people. That's what it comes down to. Or as Dan would say, it's not interesting content. Dan used to tell people that all the time.
No, Dan is tough love. What he will say is most people are not interesting.
Most people are not interesting.
He's like, 1% of the people are interesting. You're not. Move on.
You're just not.
But also, use my social network, please.
Sorry. You're just not interesting.
You're probably not interesting because that's how numbers work. But
no, that's not. You're interesting to someone, I'm sure. And I don't think I'm that interesting. I just think I cast a lot. So something's gonna hit. It's another option. Another option there. All right, moving on. Speaking of interesting.
Oh, I forgot this one.
Yeah, I was like, you forgot something, didn't you? The other thing that we couldn't get away from on the timeline was Kanye. Yeah, there was a lot happening the past 2 days, like an insane amount of insanity happening. So, Kanye launched a coin, which, by the way, this has been like talked about for like 10 years or something. Like, I feel like forever, like literally forever, that he was going to launch this thing. And so he finally launched Yeezy Money. It's more than a coin. It's an ecosystem built for culture, powered by technology, and designed to serve the future of global payments. If anyone is buying that, okay. Alrighty then. So he launched this, and I did go look at the website because I wanted to just understand. I did not buy any of the token.
You're like, I did invest a little bit just because I wanted to feel the pain.
Feel the pain.
So I
getting rugged. I just wanted to see it. Like, I wanted to see like what the website looked like, because when the payment thing got my attention, I'm like, what? And it was, and I'm like, there's nothing, I don't even think anything is launched on that part of it yet, but also like, okay, yeah, I'm going to use that instead of USDC. Sure. The other thing I did some research on is I went to Phantom Wallet to see, I wanted to see, you know, what was happening, but also Phantom shows you right in there what percentage is held by the top 10, and it was like 93% or 98%, something like that, held by the top 10 holders. 80% of the supply, or 70% was held by the team. There was like 10% they were locking up or something. Only 20% was available for public sale. That isn't yelling red flag to you, regardless of who's launching it. Like, this is on you. If you get rugged, this is on you, because you have done zero research and you have, you know, it's on you. And it did exactly what we expected it to do. It went pump, it went dump, and that was it. So, and apparently, and I have not seen confirmation of this, but apparently the team is the same that launched Libra and Melania coin. I'm not sure it's the same. Trump coin was launched a little differently, but the Melania coin came out shortly after, and it was, so do we remember Hayden Davis? Our buddy Hayden Davis. Not Hayden Adams of Uniswap. He's the good Hayden, but Hayden Davis was the guy who was everywhere right after I think it was Libra. I think that's the name of it. The one that launched for Argentina with the Argentinian president. Does everyone remember that? It was like 6 years ago. I'm sorry, 6 months ago.
I was gonna be like, it was not 6 years ago.
I was joking. I know. But it seems like that because it's so long ago that everyone's forgotten. I mean, he's on Interpol's list. Like, they've been looking for him. Same team, apparently, that launched Kanye's coin. So, in other words, it took the same dive. So if you got in immediately, you might have made some money. But if you didn't, you're exit liquidity. Like, if you saw this even an hour later, you're toast. You were going to lose money. No question. So there you go. Yeah. And the other thing is, the celeb token isn't showed on their Insta. It's fake. There's like some basic red flags in crypto that we've seen over and over again. Celeb launching a coin, red flag. Like, immediate red flag, like, because it almost always dumps. You know, Kanye launching a coin, period, should be red flag. It's not well. It's not well. This is very clearly, he's not well. You know, anything launching on a celebrity coin launching on Solana, honestly, like, look out, because that's where they launch it. Like, that's what's happened over and over again. And
but obviously it doesn't mean it can't be base. It doesn't mean
it can happen. It absolutely could happen. It's just right now, like, that's another red flag of like, okay, and then if the team owns 70% of the token and only 20% is being released to the public, hello, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's a bad idea. Don't do it.
Did you read the Kanye white paper?
I did not.
The Yeezy. Did you read the Yeezy coin white paper?
I did not.
Yeah, probably.
Is there one? I read the FAQ. I went through it because I was trying to just figure out, like, what is this payment thing they're talking about. So I went through that really quick, but that's where I found that the percentages that only 20% was being released to the public. The other thing I found is they said, oh, here's another red flag. ON-chain. I'm out. Instead of on-chain, one word. I'm out. You're not real.
Yeah. That's what it took.
You're not legit. You're not legit.
What would the token do? What would the token do?
What would the token do?
It will go up for
it will go up and then it will go down. Well, this is true. Kanye coin makes me sad.
Drew, I feel you.
Yeah, we are all sad about that. This was really funny. from Brendan and I'm not going to do it justice, but I miss the old Kanye, not the crypto broke Kanye. I miss the controlled Kanye, not the spiral mode Kanye. I miss the bold Kanye, not mega troll Kanye. I miss the gold Kanye, not now he's broke Kanye. That was funny. Very funny. Love that. So yeah, this was a Crowcast of 10 sort of pulling from that in terms of the pay thing. So you have, you can pay on his site, on his Yeezy site, if you're buying something, you know, your favorite swastika merch and stuff, USDC or Easy Coin coming soon. Okay. Here was the funniest part.
Bring it back. Bring it back around to Farcaster.
Bringing it back around. This is the funniest part. Fun fact, money.easy.com has the Frames SDK integrated into it, but no features enabled. So immediately I was like, who did this? Who on here is working with Kanye?
Samuel Huber?
No, it wasn't him. He said no. He said yes, but in German. Yes, I was communicating with him in German. So funny. Yeah, I was like, what? And the reason Kasra, I'm going to say it right, JC4P found this was because when he went to look at the code, it gave him a prompt to upgrade to the mini app thing. So that was really funny. And that's why he found it, because he went and looked at the code because he would. So I love that. And that, I think, was the funniest part of this, like that was built in. That's hilarious. So
our mini app has the same error, by the way. When you look, if you look at DevTools in our browser, it'll say upgrade. You need to upgrade your SDK.
Oh, that's funny.
Because they've renamed it. It's from Frames. Actually, yes. And shout out devs. There's a Frames SDK that is now mini app SDK, and the Frames has been deprecated, and you need to upgrade. And it's on my list of to-do things.
Okay.
At the bottom.
At the bottom.
Never going to get to the top because something new comes in every day that just pushes it down.
All right. So, you know, maybe they are going to launch MIDI app. But that was funny. I was like, wow.
And it's not even the Frames one. It's just, it's the initial one. They just haven't renamed. Yeah. Like, or unless it was V1. Who knows?
Oh, may have been.
That is
I don't know. But I think this was in the works for a long time. So it could be even V1. Like it really was. I think they had this going for a while because I remember him talking about it a year ago.
You're saying it was a thought out launch.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Right.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Here's the other thing that was trending the other day was Two Perfect Albums. And I really enjoyed this. Two Perfect Albums released when you were 16. And I only saw one that had albums older than mine. So I had a hard time with this. There's too many albums that were really good. But I went with Beastie Boys, License to Ill, their first one, and Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet, the third album by Bon Jovi. But I loved this. So you had like, you know, it was just fun. It was just really fun. So I enjoyed this. I'm going to circle back to see if I can get to the original. I think it's in this Crowcast thread. Just so we can shout out the person who started it, I believe, was Katra. So I think it was Katra because they said, I'll start. So I think it was them, but I'm not positive. But if it was you, thank you. That was fun. I like that. Did you do that? I didn't see yours.
No.
You didn't do it. Okay. It wasn't you. Okay. Well, I enjoyed that.
It was too much math. I'm like, what year was I 16? Then I would have to go find music. Like if there was a composer action that would make it easier for me, maybe I would do it, but I'm not gonna.
By the way, these were my other two. Just for a note, was Control by Janet Jackson for a solo album. And then not for a solo album, but first.
So this is just album. Though I have the license to Ill we had on a vinyl. Like I remember holding this big ass like cardboard thing and just like looking at it and pulling anyway. And Control I had on a cassette tape. So here I am many decades later, and you can still like have that memory of what that feels like, just the tactile feeling of opening up that plastic cassette, pulling out that piece of like paper that comes in it, opening it up to like look at lyrics.
Yes. Yep.
That, you know, like, and I just think of like, these kids don't have these memories. It's just.
No, that's not true. That is not true, because right now in my son's room, I'll take a picture later, all along the wall is his albums, and he has vinyl in there, and it's very cool. Okay, slight problem. I'm hoping my door is open, because I think
You have
somebody is at my door. I have my dog at my door.
Mookie, what are you doing?
I think it's open. I think it's open. So, because we're still on. Okay, couple more quick things. All right, this isn't going to be quick, but yeah, it's going to be quick. We're not going to watch this. But Proxy's back. Hold on one second.
Does have a dog, and there he is, and he's adorable.
Sorry about that.
He does not have a profile yet.
Yeah, he does not have a profile. This is Mookie. Sorry about that.
I played background music and just went on a brief intermission, Prof, because I'm not talking about Proxy my own, and I didn't watch the stream, and I don't want to.
Okay, so Mookie.
So yeah,
sorry for the small break, small interruption, small intermission, and Mookie says hi.
Why couldn't he let himself in today?
I don't know. The door was unlocked. He just couldn't reach it. Apparently, he was, he's short.
Short legs.
Short
legs.
king.
The little wiener
Short
dogs.
king. Yeah, small break, small little legs. All right, so let's talk about Proxy. This happened yesterday. So there was Thosmer, I think is how you say it, was communicating with Proxy. We talked about this the other day, that he was going to do a live stream with him. And Cloudflare thing.
Did that get in the way?
The Cloudflare issue got in the way of a couple things. One thing was Proxy was trying to upload that video before they went on the stream. It didn't upload until like during the stream. And yes, exactly. Wiener alert. That was a wiener alert. So that came out a little later, but he did jump on the stream. So here is his statement. I'm not going to show the video, but it says, hi, I'm about to go on Thosmer's stream to chat about the worst stuff I've ever done in my life, and also other stuff that's good. I've recorded so many videos trying to get one that a lawyer or a base PR person would approve of, and I've failed. So here's me saying what I say above, longer winded. Okay. It's like 5 minutes long, or no, sorry, 6 minutes and 39 seconds long. It's pretty long, but you can go check it out. Go to Proxy's page and you'll see it there. By the way, in it, there were some weird things in there, like that. I was like, you shouldn't do that. He like doxed his address and stuff. It was very strange. So that part was a little weird. Okay. So he doxed himself, and he's been known as well. He's been doxed back there when everything went down. So that part wasn't new. This was from Triumph. So in terms of reaction, I thought this was interesting. Imagine posting a 7-minute video without saying, I'm sorry, a single time. True. True. But Nick, I think, had the best. So let me step back for a second. I watched the stream. I watched the whole stream. He took about he was supposed to be there at 1. I think he came in at 1:30. I don't know if it was because he was trying to get that video uploaded or what, but he was late. And so there was a lot of just like chatting. It was interesting. It wasn't anything new, really. There was very little new things. Kind of just went through what happened at FarCon, that he was, met up with his old velodrome people and was outed, and they said, if you don't come clean, we're gonna do it for you, that kind of thing. He had a lot of nice things to say about Jack, about Dish. Some people are like, he's doxing Dish. I'm like, Dish is doxed.
Jack, yeah.
His literal name on Twitter is Jack Dishman. It's not. That was fine. That wasn't an issue. So he had a lot of nice things to say. He had a lot of nice things to say about, a lot of different projects. There's a lot of glazing. There weren't any hard-hitting questions. You know, it was very, very mild. He did indicate that he was open to doing more streams. I think he's trying to make a comeback. Is what I'm gathering from this. And let me read this from Nick because I think this is helpful. Raw reactions for Proxy's comeback stream statement. I worked with him and the team. We were building Clank Fun for over 6 months. I always found him to come across as humble and authentic online, which naturally made him easy to like for many, and I'm sure was one of the big contributing factors to Clanker's success. We had some friction working together in the early days, specifically between Proxy and I. I guess it's hard to build trust in crypto, so that made sense to me. Since we were pretty close partners, I built their first 3P interface. I flew to Boston along with many others who joined to build some trust and vibe. I think overall it was a great week, and I got to know the whole Clanker team alongside many other builders who I have a lot of respect for. Naturally, I found it shocking when what is now known was revealed. I was actually there at the side event where Proxy was doxxed. I think I talked to him just minutes before it happened. More in thread. It's a good thing that Proxy doxed himself and went on the record with his statement and stream. I think it's a despicable thing that people are trying to commit identity fraud and threaten him physically. I agree with his take that these people are the lowest of the low. When the news first broke, I looked him up and found him on LinkedIn. To me, that was enough closure after having been deceived for many months. If you're stalking someone in real life, I hope you face criminal consequences. I naturally have limited trust in anything he says today or retrospectively. I now kind of see through the aura he portrays online. It's hard to trust when the authenticity he branded himself with turns out to be built ultimately on an entirely unauthentic foundation. I hope that he tells the truth when he talks about his involvement with Clanker being above board, honest work from a clean slate. So that was a big thing that he mentioned was why did he stay anon when and it was because he wanted a clean slate. He wanted to just be able to build something without the baggage. I hope that he did not deceive or privately profit from Clanker in a covert way. I do have some suspicions, but I think it's easy to have unfounded suspicions and project them onto someone where trust is broken. I'm going to look into them and share if I find anything concrete. I haven't looked to see if he followed up on that yet. I am also disappointed that there is a loud group of traders who seem to blindly defend and idolize Proxy. Yeah, that was disturbing. It was my least favorite thing about the stream. My read is that they were mostly looking to pump their bags from the stream, pure financial opportunism under the guise of community. This left a sour taste in my mouth. Same. I do hope that Proxy can contribute positively somehow moving forward. I also hope Farcaster is able to learn from these events, that the culture can integrate this collective experience and fold it in somehow in a productive way beyond just memes, beyond just bags being pumped. For me, this set of events churned me as a builder in crypto. I sold Clank Fund to a close partner of mine who I believe is the most capable at bringing it to the next level as a platform. My next project is going to be outside of the space, focusing on more traditional industries that have been around for the last century. Interesting. I think the ability to assume trust is one of the determining factors that breed innovation in communities. I think this is one of the biggest problems to solve in crypto that will help it become a more serious place to build. What happened with Proxy and how this shapes Farcaster and CT will be telling signs on whether the scene is on a path to get this right or at least improve. This was probably the last time I'm going to talk publicly about this topic. I prefer building over personal drama, and I just wanted to dump my thoughts so I can get the satisfaction of having said at least some of the stuff I've been thinking about for many months now and to move on. I wish Dish and Betajenko, Bryce, right? Isn't it Bryce? Bryce and team, all the best with Clanker. From our first interactions, I've found them to be kind, intelligent, hardworking, and straightforward. I too don't want this to reflect badly on them or their project. Okay. If you want to go watch the stream, it should still be on Retake under Thosmer's account. and make your own call, like, is what I would say. But yeah, and on the Retake mini app. I just had a lot of feelings about all of this over time. And it's very, I think it's very hard. And this is something I've like thought about, researched all the things about trust in general. And it just feels icky, right? It feels icky when you thought one thing and it turns out to be something else. When you put a little trust in somebody, even if it wasn't a lot, and it's like, whoa, what? But there's a lot of what I'm feeling right now is people sort of trying to diminish that. I saw that in the chat of somebody saying, like, what's the big deal? So you took, almost 400 ETH from this old company. Why does it matter now? It's like, it matters. It matters what people do in the past. They, if they're capable of doing that, then they're capable of doing it now. And that's why it matters. And I think that, he did sort of clarify a few things in terms of holdings. I think he said he still has like 1% of the Clanker token, I think it was, but the rest of it, I think, is in a he no longer has access to or something. He's also, clarified that he's not a dev, like he didn't do the build. He's not a dev. So therefore, like, there's no hidden backdoors or anything. So it was interesting. Thoughts,
people?
Yeah. He gave all the funds back. So he gave all the funds back when they caught him, everything was returned. He did talk about a little bit about why he did that. Financial pressure, essentially. It was right after Luna, so had lost a lot of money. Not an excuse, obviously, but I think he was just trying to explain the reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was something. It was something. That's funny, Jason. I thought it was funny you put on a sweater and collared shirt and used some shingles as a background. Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. But it was he did it, but sorry he got caught. Yeah, probably. Yeah, not sorry he did it, but probably most people. That's most people. So I don't know. It was interesting. I just hope that, I hope that this recent reappearance doesn't impact the Clanker team. I feel like they're doing really good things out there, and they're just a solid crew. And I'm hoping this doesn't, pull any setbacks. We do have Dish scheduled to come on Monday. Very excited about that. We'll probably not talk much about this because I want to focus on what they're building. And I'll, leave it up to him if he wants to say anything. But I'm not, planning on doing any kind of like Mike Wallace kind of situation here. So Barbara Walters, not trying to make Dish cry kind of thing. We love Dish. So you didn't get to see you didn't watch.
I didn't watch. No.
It really wasn't that exciting. It really wasn't. It was a lot of stuff you already know. It really wasn't anything majorly new.
Yeah, it somehow felt like watching, like, I don't know, like watching a wreck of like, what am I going to learn? I don't feel, to be honest, I don't feel personally, what's
injured, connected,
yeah, or just
impacted. Yeah.
But I'm literally blanking on. Anyway, yeah, I don't. But in terms of like when you lose trust with someone, I think it's like it sucks to be wrong about things. It's like like you make all these decisions in life. It sucks to be wrong. A lot in like the business world, like or your professional world, like you can be wrong about things. It's no big deal. Like you move on. You learn. You somehow, when you're wrong about judging people, it really stings.
Yeah.
Because it's how, I mean, that's kind of how society gets pieced together. Like you're constantly deciding, making these judgments. It's not super like analytical. You don't always know why you're trusting people. It's just who do you trust? So when you put trust in someone just inherently, I think it can feel betrayed. That was
Yeah.
that was the word I was
Betrayed.
coming up with.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel personally betrayed because I don't feel like I got close to Proxy. I never wasn't involved in the hyper sub, whatever. We had him on the show. I didn't clank, like I didn't feel as personally attached to Proxy or Clanker. So it didn't
I
feel
did
as,
a little bit. I'll be honest.
no, I think you did. I think
Yeah.
you did more.
I
And
felt,
you
and I
were
didn't
more
feel like
than
I was
me.
that close with him or anything, but I definitely felt it. Like I felt a little like, wow. And I think it was as much, I feel like I'm a good judge of character, and I was more pissed at myself.
Well,
that
that's
I
what I'm
didn't.
getting at. Like,
Yeah.
so even that, and even look,
Yeah.
and I think the way Nick described him as like, oh, he was like his persona on the feed
Yeah.
was humble and thoughtful, and it like, so a
Thoughtful,
lot
very
of his
thoughtful.
casts, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I did trust he was a good person, but there were a lot of his casts that I was like, it didn't relate. I don't know. I just, not that I thought he was mistrustful. It's just, I wasn't connecting with it. It wasn't landing like for me. So I just didn't feel super intimate. Like
I used to like when he'd talk about a project and kind of go through it. And like, there was some of that, and it felt very
his
genuine.
tags, right? He would
Felt
do his
very genuine.
tagging.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was
And
like
that was
very
interesting
useful.
because
It was useful. It was interesting. It was like genuine and
it
like
didn't
that
feel
kind of
scammy. There was
long
nothing
before Clanker.
scammy.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
felt totally
Yeah.
it did feel
Yeah.
genuine.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with that. I agree with that. My point is I never felt like a personal relationship. And this could also be because I also have trouble trusting anons.
Right.
I
And
mean,
I do
we
as
did a
well, which is funny. I'm very much like I have this little, I don't know, like scale of trust, and it builds and it takes time. And I always say that, like, I don't trust, you start out at no trust and it builds over time.
Right.
And
By the way,
I had gotten to here and then I was like, oh, at FarCon, I'd really like to meet him in person. And then there was like this pushback on that. And that's when I started to go, that's weird.
yeah.
Like, and we talked about that at the time before anything went down of like, it's weird. You'd think that he would be, and it wasn't like, I didn't think, oh, he's a scammer or anything like that. I was just like, oh, what's going on that there's something there that makes him not want to go public. But this was not necessarily the reason I was thinking. So yeah. So,
and I'm not anti-anon. I think people should be anon. It's just the caveat, it takes longer to build trust. By the way, even if you're not anon, like you can be 100% doxxed, it still takes a long time to build trust.
Yes, absolutely.
Because people's intentions come out. Like it takes there's just no shortcut to building trust. So I think it's just the feeling of the personal betrayal. Like somehow like that stings way more than any other time you could be wrong about something. I think so then I think that's why there's so much attention to the stream. It's like, whoa, because it's hitting on some deep psychological need we have as humans, especially sus are anons in top hats with whiskers. Okay. So
and that's so
crypto.
Different. I think that's like the best way to be I think he has done that so well. He's managed
we've met him in person.
Right.
We know what you look like.
Yeah.
Also, when I first met you,
I met his wife.
I thought you were sus too. Okay. So in the beginning, when he showed up all over our feed, I'm like, who's this guy? Yes to crypto. Like, why are
this guy?
I don't trust your intentions. No,
who are you?
No, sorry.
What do you want? Yeah.
No.
But that's a great example
than me in the beginning.
That's a great example of an anon like building trust. Well, the other thing is he didn't have a ENS at first, so we were seeing him show up in our Unlonely feed as just a wallet. So that was another part of that. It's like we didn't know who he was. Like we couldn't connect the wallet at first, and then he went and bought an ENS. Just that was part of the reasons. So it was so funny.
And then he went and bought 10 years of our hyper sub. By the way. That is a shortcut to trust is to buy things from people. No, but I'm not even joking. And I don't mean it's not real. Like as the person giving out trust, when you decide who to trust, you have to be really careful to check your biases of like, wait, do I just like Proxy because he's saying how good GM Farcaster is, or is it other things too? I mean, he did. He would say very, very nice things about us. So anyway, so yes to crypto, bought my love. Is what I'm saying.
But I think the other thing that solidified all of that was meeting him in person, for sure. Like meeting him in person, like that, it definitely changes the relationships. Like, and that has happened over and over again with some anons. I, met quite a few anons in person. Some people have very legitimate reasons. And when you understand that, you very much can be like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. For being anon, like, I've seen it over and over again. And then some people have very sus reasons that are just like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
And once it's explained, like, and I've had a few people like that. 4156 is another one from Nouns, like that I've met in person, but who is anon to the world and has very good reasons. Like that, just, it's like mostly like protecting your family, just if you're a big, especially if you're getting a lot of attention. Board Elon, that's another one. Like, so there's a few folks in the space who they have some really good reasons to want to just protect that want to kind of split their identity a little bit just so that they can protect some IRL stuff. All right. Anyway, much paid is not your worth. Exactly. Yes. OX34AD. You seem pretty sus. Yeah, exactly. Oxen and Wake. Those are another two good ones. Yeah. Yep. Like there's, Oxen. Yeah. I know you meant. Yeah, exactly. So there's some that I feel like, are out there. And then this too, Jason, I've always been of the opinion that everyone deserves a second chance, but it seems like kind of botched the second attempt by not being transparent about his past up front. Yeah. So now we're moving into time 3. Like this is
okay, but
now he's attempting 3.
But I will say it's never too late. Like you're digging yourself out of a hole, right? So I think if you try to shortcut it and go anon again, right? Or it's like if you try to cover things up, if you don't fully own mistakes of your past, if you're not fully transparent, you actually have to change and do work and prove yourself. And it's harder to do, but it's possible. Like
absolutely,
there's redemption arcs.
Absolutely. No question. And people do change. Like, a lot of times we say, oh, people never change. They absolutely do.
People change all the time.
All the time. And it's and a lot of times, sometimes it's not even intentional. It's just, circumstances, but sometimes it's very intentional work.
I've changed a lot, by the way.
Oh my God. Ridiculous.
In the last few years.
Not the same person I was even
who am I?
2 years ago. I have no idea who I am right now. So it's definitely like, I don't think that's necessarily
okay.
The goal is real, and that's Goldie. But he scammed Proxy. We still don't know who Proxy Studio really is. That's funny.
I don't even know what that means, but
that's funny. Gabagool is the old name.
Yeah.
So
who's Goldie? Goldie Talks?
Goldie Slater is what he's going by now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gabagool is real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Don't drop conspiracies.
It's too much. The one thing that I will shout out to, just really quick, and I know we're running super long, but I blame Mookie. He mentioned that he's advising a couple of projects. I would really like those projects to disclose that. He did not disclose them. I think it would be helpful to know, because I feel uncomfortable now knowing that there's a couple of projects who are being advised by him and we don't know who they are. So just heads up, if it's you and you're watching this, and I literally don't have any idea.
Clanker?
No,
Jack,
no, it's definitely not Clanker.
How do you know?
You don't know. It said 2 new projects. He said new projects. No, it's
okay, fine.
Yes, he said he's advising a couple out. No, it's not. It's not. It's 2 other things, and I don't know who they are or what they are. So,
I agree. And why wouldn't you be transparent about it? It's because people know that your name has some baggage to it. But then you know what?
That's funny. Now that would be funny. He's advising easy. Check the chain. Yeah, I haven't made that work. That seems like a lot of work, but yeah, you're right. You could check the chain and probably figure it out. But I don't know. It might be hiding. It might be hiding. Mirko, I thought of that PopFi. I mean, that's been like the rumor, but I don't think there's been any confirmation of that. So, but I would love to know. I really would. I think that would be useful information. And yes, it will likely have a bad impact on your project, but I'd like to know. All right.
You saw Vitalik's recent, I support it only if it's open source.
Yeah.
And that's so, I mean, this goes to transparency and then also, you know, can't be evil versus don't be evil. So it's like, okay, I'm only going to support projects that disclose who your advisors are, but that's optional. Like you can be like, okay, sure, I do that, but they could just lie.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But we'd like, you know, I really would, that would be useful information right now. All right. A couple more things. Last things. So yesterday I sent, okay, let me step back. We talked a little bit about this at the beginning. When you jump on Retake, it launches a coin for you in your name. I think you can change it if you are at the beginning, but it'll default to, if you're on Farcaster, it's going to be your profile name. So it did launch a coin when I went live on Retake. I didn't tell anyone that that was going to happen ahead of time. I should have, because some people, I had many DMs and things, you know, tags about, is this fake? Is somebody launching a coin in your name? This one was real. You will see that it came from Livestream 1S, because there was a Jesse token that got launched the other day with a fake coin with 2 S's. But I mean, you really think I'm pulling numbers that Jesse is? I don't think, no. So it was me. Just NFA DYR. I have no idea if I'm doing anything with this, but I will be using it when I use Retake. I'm going to play around with Retake a little bit. I did send some of 100 million of my Nounish Prof. I split it between our active hypersub holders. So most I sent 3 million. Anyone who had more than a year or more on their subscription still, I sent 4 million. And yes to crypto, I sent 9. As I was trying to do 100 million, I'm like, the rest is going to him. So just, you know, I also NFA on our hypersub. Occasionally we do that, but the real benefits of the hypersub is that you get you get an NFT, you get the pods NFT of each episode and access to events and things like that. So a group chat, things like that. So this is not necessarily something we do on a regular basis, but anytime I've launched a coin, I've usually thrown some of the shekels that way.
And status. It's a great pickup line at the
clearly,
wherever you go. You tell people you're in our hypersub, and
clearly. And I did add the hypersub below if you want to the link below in that thread. I think I'm going to jump on Retake maybe in a little bit, probably in a half hour or so, and do a little of my the work that I do on the episode after. So I was going to do like the ChatGPT part, because there were some funny things it did the other day that were just funny and should be shared. So I'm going to do a couple of the things that I do for getting the pod ready for to put on all the platforms. I'm just going to sort of do a little co-working stream. I'm trying to get to know the platform a little better, so that's why I'm doing these little things. And you have some tipping actions in there. So there are some tips that anybody who's watching and jumps in. So just letting you know. But it's not going to be anything big. It's not going to be generational wealth. Don't get crazy. Just letting you know. So probably in like a half hour or so. If you add the Retake mini app, you should get a notification. If you're following me and you add the Retake mini app, you should get a notification when I'm live. And I'll post it as well. And then along those same lines, Africhicks, our friend Africhicks, who, thank you for being in that Retake stream, because you were helpful. There was a few people that were very helpful in there, like answering questions for us while we were on there. She's doing a trivia night. Trivia night is getting even better. 300 worth of better will be given out as prizes during tomorrow's Retake stream. That's today. Everyone's welcome to watch. So 8 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm like, the time zone thing was really throwing me off. So if you want to play, you need to hold 10 million Afrochicks token, and that is her retake stream token. But she's working with Better on this, so fun. And that's it. That is it, I think. So, anything else?
That was a long one.
It was a lot. 2 days. There was a lot that happened. I cut a lot too. That's the crazy thing. There was a lot more that happened, but there was a lot. Disclosures for the week. YOLO. I will disclose. I will continue to disclose, and I will do my best, Symbiotech, to pump your bags. Yes, exactly 29 minutes. Absolutely. 131 minutes later.
Right.
I mean, an hour and 31 minutes later. All right. And with that, I guess, anything else, Adrian? We'll be back on Monday with Dish.
With Dish.
We hope possibly he might have he's making sure that he's going to be available, but we will definitely have someone from the Clanker team here. Dish is scheduled, so hopefully we're still going to make that happen, just FYI. And very excited to chat about what they have going on. We're going to talk about Clanker V4. They have some other stuff going on that I'm hoping they can talk about. I'm not sure when it's launching, and really excited to chat. So that's that. All right. With that, everyone, we will see you Monday, and have a lovely weekend. Happy Friday. And as always, bye.